Just as... What's he doing? Okay, what we've got here is an old TV. There's Radiola on it, and the idea is to turn this into something a bit more modern. I'm ably assisted today by my dad, who's behind the camera, but we're going to have a look inside this, take out the parts we don't need, and put something more modern in. Seems quite good condition, but it's very heavy. So let's have a look around the back and see what's inside. Explode. Ooh. So I think one of the things we need to do is get all these gubbins associated with the old receiver and electronics that we're not going to need anymore, and then see if we can take out this tube. Right, so I think the only things worth keeping from this whole bit here are these bits here. So this is the old cathode ray tube. Inside there is a vacuum. There's an electron gun here. Various bits and bobs. I'm sure there's one up here somewhere. I wonder. Let's go and have a look. $38. Seems to come up okay, but one thing I can't. Where the cables go. Right, this is more like it. So you've got the VGA, and we need the 18 volts. How bizarre. Well, okay. If it fits, I can find 18 volts for it. This computer, which I built with just bits I had. I bought a new hard drive because that's the only bit that I was missing, but it's just an ITX silent motherboard. I put an SSD hard drive in so that it doesn't make much noise. And then on the front we've got an infrared receiver. And I programmed it to accept the controls from the Onkyo AV receiver. So I can actually use this to do that and the computer. So that's pretty good, so I only need one remote, which everyone knows is a bonus. Anyway, we'll get back to how the rest of this works later on. What we're here for now is the monitor. So on the screen is what would normally be displayed on the projector, or what will be displayed on the TV. So we just need to connect the monitor you just saw, that old one, that's going to go in the TV, just to see that it works and that what kind of resolution we can get on it. Although I don't particularly want a high resolution, but as long as it works, that's okay by me. Okay, it's all plugged in. Let's turn it on. Oh, looks like it's working fine. That must have been one of the movies I had playing. Right, let's have a look inside this monitor. We just want the inside really. We're not bothered about all the casing and stuff. And we just don't need that. So what I'm going to do is just try and get this back cover off. I think there's a few. There's a couple of screws there, one there. Just see how we get on really. That's perfect. If I'm honest, I don't really need to break it down anymore. I can work with that definitely. Right, so I've just put the screen there, just pushed up to as far as it'll go, and see if it fits in the box, which it does, which is great. Let's have a look. The front. So I think that's probably the right size. Obviously, like I was saying earlier, with this being oval, we're going to have some surround, which makes it look all that one screen when it's turned off. Ooh, nice. And if you can see this, it's actually different heights. It's high there, low, up to high, low, so on. And that's because of the shape. You just see it there, the shape of the tube. I don't think that's going to be particularly easy. No. This is difficult. If this looks rubbish when it's done, I'll be laughed out of the antique television conversion fraternity. Right, I need some thinking juice. This is tricky. Let's make something that fits inside here, that brings it up to this level, and at this level it's flat with a hole in it, exactly the right size for the screen. Simples. Yep, so this is what we've got. It's this gap here. What are we going to do? Okay, so here is where we are at the moment. We've got the original frame surround, MDF roughly cut to where we want it. So all we've got to do now is find a way of filling these gaps in. Okay, so what I've done here is actually used some of the spray paint for the Citroen 2CV. Now I want to use these to actually operate something. So if you imagine this is the monitor, and we know that the monitor switch is a push to make and it latches on. Hold on. There we go. So this is the circuit board. So that's the on-off switch. So pressed on, off, on, off. But we want to make it so that when we turn this one or that one, it goes on, off. So I bought these two switches. And this is the on-off switch. If you can imagine, that goes on, is the same as pressing this on. These, yeah. So the next thing we're going to do is attach these two switches somehow to these old handles.